Imagine you wake up and you're caked up. Your friends got their handouts, could you the oven baker? Betty Crocker meets Aunt Jemima without the head wrap. Disrespect, it's a rap. Get your head tapped with the Chinese acupressure. Meet Jamaica from Ocho Rios to Cuatro Cinco. I'm a staker. It's only right I invest in Hex. I got the voodoo in my DNA cause my bloodline royal. What? Every man, woman, and child leaves the toilet bowl soiled. I live my life to the fullest before I return to the soil. And y'all spoiled. Bigger than you fire intros to my videos. Who know how high the price of Hex can go? Real high. You know we hit the mainstream when you see Redman and Method Man with Richard Hart in the video. Indeed. The white moon boots tells the truth, and the blockchain serves as proof. If you have a missing tooth, you good, as long as you can take care of the youth. Not many will understand, it's only a few. And if you still don't understand it, it wasn't meant for you. Not meant for you. A shout out to the Anunnaki. I'm sipping hot sake, wondering why I never liked watching hockey. Maybe it's cause I'm Haitian, cause of soccer. I don't like when people speak cocky, not really. Or caca. I used to drink the Goya Malta, crush the yerba in a spliff, puffin' lala. Off the coast of Labadee, sandy beach. It's magic in your face, voila, voila. It's magical, nigga.
If you owe me, pay me in gold. Not interested in your checks. Better yet, you better invest and pay me in Hex. I'm a threat to those bounded by illusion of religion. My intention's always pure, that's why it's good energy when I mention financial freedom. The aim, picture hitting your target daily. Must be crazy, you not getting my services unless you pay me. Your paper short like the twi, mine longer than Sooty people. Black Beatles, my garments iron thoroughly, free of wrinkles. My philosophy trumps hypocrisy, divinely guided astrology. The star in the tarot deck, Aquarian born, so they honor me. My cup flooded with riches, you fall in love with these bitches. For social media pictures, I'm in the booth spitting scriptures. Account flooded with Hex, 2 queens when I'm having sex. Like I've been said, I'm the best, I'm truly different from the rest. Getting downloads when I sleep, my astral projections is deep. And the tree I used to smoke was so strong that it used to reek, nigga.
What's going on, everybody? It's the Crypto Wonder, your host of the Crypto Wonder podcast. Hope you're doing well. Let's get right into it. Man, oh man, I gotta tell you, you know, I've said this for a while. In crypto, something is always going on in crypto, and is in general never really a dull moment. You know, like when the drama ensues, oh man, you know, pull out your buckets of popcorn and butter and whatever else you add to that joint, cause your teeth are gonna be filled with massive amounts of kernels, because you're gonna be eating so. Yeah, it's crazy what's going on in this space right now, man. Especially in this community right here, it's crazy. Like look, y'all, I get the whole idea about community, but it starts with you. You make the decision on what you're going to do ultimately when you enter this space. You make the decision on what you want to do research on, what fits your needs, how much you're going to use to enter the space or not enter the space, how much you're going to buy, click send, whatever. It's you. And you gotta excuse the noise because I'm doing this outdoors. You make the decision. Community is nice, but it's really heavily individualized, because your wallet is not the community's wallet. But people forget some of the details and the nuances that are involved with crypto that you cannot remove from this experience. You can't get in crypto and think everything is kumbaya and that your wallet is everyone else's wallet. No, it's yours. It's your wallet, your decisions, your investment, your games, your gambling, your speculation, your earnings, your winnings, your losses. It's yours, not the community's. You know what I mean? Like when you coming into the space, whatever you want to get yourself a little bit of Bitcoin, that's on you. That's not Bitcoin community, but yeah, you're part of a community of people doing that. But it's not necessarily, your actions are not necessarily the actions of the community. It's for you. It's on you, man. It's your life, your destiny, your blueprint. You live it. You walk it. You know what I mean? Yo, it's individual. It's just you, man. It's just you. If you are able to connect with other people who are like-minded, that's just a bonus. That's a bonus. That's not a given. That's a bonus. Because everything is good between you and your friends in crypto until it's not good anymore. Everything is fine until it's no longer fine. I'm seeing the drama unfold, yo. And it's ridiculous. Like, and I'm not saying that the reasons why the drama is unfolding or the context of the drama is ridiculous per se. I'm saying the effects of it, like how people allow it to affect them, is ridiculous. Because 2 weeks from now, by next week, you're not going to think about this crap today that's going on, you know, or maybe you will. But in essence, it won't really matter to your freaking investment if you believe what you're doing has nothing to do with drama. If the code that you allow to work on your behalf, right, continues to work with no hiccups, no human frailty or involvement, and you earning consistently, not including price appreciation or whatever, your drama and your feelings and emotions of today, it's like it's not even a factor. Doesn't even matter. Zoom out a year from now, 2 years from now. You think you're gonna think about this petty shit today? No, nobody's gonna think about any of that. It won't matter. We lived through so much drama up to this point. Can we think about can we pinpoint any drama, any moment that we had something going on that we felt crazy about a year ago, like 6 months ago, 3 months ago, a year and a half ago? No, but we're here. We're here. You know, some events are more serious than others, of course. People are always going to remember, especially if they went through a bad situation in crypto where they lost something real big. If you got scammed heavy, you might not really forget about that. You know what I'm saying? But like the millions of other issues that come up in between, whatever, come on. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's like, I don't know if it's about boredom. You know what I mean? Like people just have nothing to do. I don't know if it's about pride, ego, mental issues. I don't know. But it's just, when you detach from that, like I've detached a lot from social media. And when I see what goes on as far as drama, I remember why I've detached from social media. You know, like I see why. Because complaining, bitching, right, fighting, what does that do for the wallet? What does that do for your investment? What does that do? Does it lift prices? Does it lift does it encourage people to get in or whatever? Like, you know, as far as onboard, all this onboard, man, like, I don't know, man. I don't know. People, it's, again, history repeating itself over and over and over and over. And people just see things from a short-sighted perspective. They don't zoom out. They don't care to zoom out. You find this in every situation, meaning like every other community. This is not different. But I'm looking at it here and I'm like, yo, wow. That's why I say this is an individual man's game and woman's game. Like, if you call yourself being in a situation where you have friends in crypto, you are fortunate. That's just a bonus. It's not a requirement. For the viewers that listen to me, because, you know, some people, you know, I've gotten some reached out in the background, like, you see what's going on here and everything, and I'm like, wow, yeah, I'm in amazement too. Like, this is, can we understand? We need to understand something based on what history has already shown us. People are not prepared the way they talk about it, but they're not physically and actively working on this, preparing themselves for what's going to happen or what may happen, preparing themselves to have a long-term outlook. All folks are doing is complaining about day-to-day, things that surface, day-to-day issues. If you plan for a year to 2 years, let's say minimum, you're not thinking about the crap that's happening today because you're already living your life. You're already planning. You're not fixed on this thing that's happening every day, every single day. You're driving yourself mad. You know what I mean? You drive yourself nuts. For what? It doesn't speed up the process for you to earn exponential gains. And if you want exponential gains, you have to go through exponential pains. If you allow it. And that's just about perspective too. Because you don't really have to go through exponential pain. You could just forget about it. But because you want to be attached to situations, you want to be attached to this idea, to this dream, to this hope, to this goal of, amassing, massive gains, you can't help but just remain glued to whatever's happening on a day-to-day basis, driving yourself up the wall. Oh, now this is supposed to be this pseudo division, and people, look, it's pseudo division in the Hex community. Look, folks, you can't make everybody happy all the time. No one in the Hex community designed Hex besides the founder, who he had an idea, he had the people to help him create the idea, right? And it was done. No one in the community, regardless of whatever socioeconomic status, rich or poor, everybody in between, has done what he did. On top of that, he can't make everybody happy. He's going to be criticized for the rest of his days. I'm going to give you an example, because I was one who criticized him in the beginning. Bitcoin Hex, when Hex was first coming out, I criticized him heavy. I didn't take none of this stuff serious. And I learned from that. You know why I learned? Because it was a mistake that I made. Very costly. Incredibly costly. Made a CD on a blockchain. Certificate of deposit on a blockchain. That I thought was a joke. That I thought was a scam. I had to eat my words and then some, because it turned out to be one of the most successful asset producing cryptos in the entire space. Doesn't matter what he does. There's going to be things that people are just not going to like. What are you going to do? And it's crazy because, this whole talk about freedom of speech, the whole thing with freedom of speech is censorship. Censorship this, censorship that. And, he, in a clever way, created this whole thing. Instead of calling it an ICO, he calls it a sacrifice. First thing, we sacrificing for what? Freedom of speech, to be able to operate on the blockchain as we see fit, because it's for the people, right? But then he says some things that are cringeworthy, because he does. There's things that he says that are just simply cringeworthy. It is what it is. Okay. But it's about free speech, right? I don't understand what the problem is. It's like you're getting into something. You got to think about the principle of all this too, because people, they're like, nah, man, that freedom of speech is whatever. We getting in this to make the money. That's all good. Getting in this to make the money, that's fine. But we also got to remember, okay, the free speech, it could have been for anything else, but no, we chose free speech. So what's this about? We've seen examples of how we've been, and our voices have been cut. Our voices have been censored by institutions and corporations on purpose. We've seen it. And it happens repeatedly over and over again, including the founder. How many times has his YouTube channel been shut down? 5 times? Something crazy? Meanwhile, you had a president that was just freely, he openly declared that he grabs women's things, a woman's thing. And he was the president. He will forever be known as a president of the United States, even though he's not in office anymore. This man talks about stuff that makes us cringe, and it's whatever. It's whatever. But has he not created something that just earns rewards every day? Has he not allowed people to become millionaires? Don't get me wrong, I'm not one of them. I'm not one of them yet. But I understand, and I've learned how the product works, and I understand how effective it is, and I respect it for what it is. Even with the OA. Let me tell you something about the OA, man. This is something that people always have to remember, too. That whole thing with the OA. Because people try to talk about decentralization all the time. They try to say, I'm not about that. I need to be, if I'm about decentralization, then, that's what it's about. And it's those same people that talk about decentralization that'll show you something that they're doing that'll create a centralized activity, right? They talk about decentralization, but they will do something that's very centralized within their sphere of operations. Yes. Do your research. Do your research, people. So yeah, the OA presents some level of centralization in some aspect, but the OA is benevolent. And that's what's holding all of this. That's a part of, in addition to the code that works, the immutable, solid code as we understand hex to be. The other element that's keeping this all together is that benevolent OA. That only people can speculate on who owns it, because no one knows who owns it. But we know it exists. It could go left at any time. This is all a risk. It could go left at any time. This is all a risk. But if you don't take the risk, you're not going to gain anything. All you're going to do is complain. So when people can be upset and folks become fearful, and they allow the fear to just basically destroy them, right? And make them become irrational. Throw all logic out the window and do something that they wouldn't normally do if they were in the right frame of mind. And do you think, being how Hex is designed and how it works, with the OA functioning the way it is, Do you think that anybody who's in Hex, it doesn't matter how heavy, how big of a whale they are, do you think the OA is really, are they bigger than the OA? Are their bags heavier than the OA? Exactly. It's not. Their bags are not heavier than the OA, will never be the way it's functioning now, if it continues to function the way it functions. But the people talk about decentralization, how everything's supposed to be decentralized, 100%. No, when you have a certain level of centralization, it works too. If not, it works even better, because history and the math and the code and the data has shown and proven this. And this is something I'm talking about that has nothing to do with human feelings and emotions. It has nothing to do with the mood that people are in today. And whether people agree to disagree about someone else's thoughts or sentiments or statements. You know, the founder has said he needs a PR team. He clearly does. But who's perfect out here? Everybody who has something to say, right? Who has something to say? Who can't? Who you know? Because I could say a lot of things. But one thing I can tell you is I'm not a founder of a product that's helped enrich the lives of many people. And because I'm not the founder, I need to respect my position, my lowly position, and be quiet on certain things. Straight up. Straight up. I'm not going to talk about shit that I have no bearing, I'm not even qualified to speak about. You understand? I could talk and talk nonsense, but it's not going to go anywhere. My words will fall to the floor because I have no weight behind it to challenge another founder if I'm not a founder myself, for example. You understand? I don't know what it's like to go up against a world of people who do not believe in you, even though you know you stand for something. No, I do know in my own way, but the scale has been different for me. The scale has not been as large as it is for him, right? Because he's fought so many adversaries to this day. Adversaries left and right. People he came up with in crypto, his own peers, shat on him, shat on his products, shat even to this day. And they secretly, some of them even secretly buy into whatever he has, creating, and they still won't openly declare their support for him. The man has to openly say, he's the number one. Like, he's trying to do his best to get the attention of the people to say, look at what's going on over here. I don't care if he's, whatever narcissism, whatever mental issues the man may or may not. I don't care about any of that. Because if what he's doing is changing the lives of so many people in a time of desperate uncertainty that the world is going through right now, if a person who is judging that can't do better, if you're judging that and you're criticizing that and you can't do something equally or even better than what he's done, then you need to shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? What's there to say? What's there to say? And for him at this point, look at the disrespect he has to deal with. He has to fight for respect every day. Why is this even at this stage of the game, at this level of the game? Why does he still have to say that he needs a PR team? Why doesn't he have one already? If people really love this guy, really love what he's got going on, and they really support him, he should have had a PR team off the strength. Just because, general principle. Are you kidding me? You need a PR team. People have a PR team for much less. People have a PR team for some OnlyFans bullshit. Motherfuckers painting toenails got a PR team out this motherfucker. Like, seriously. You got a man that's turned the lives of so many average, regular, ordinary citizens, changed their lives, life-changing, earn life-changing yield, life-changing money. And this man can't even receive like some type of street team, even if it, you know what I'm saying, a street team, like some whatever. You don't get me wrong, you had a couple people, you know, who had the tours who've done conferences in the community. Yeah, they're trying, but I'm talking about something where the man has said, look, a PR team, public relations team. Because everyone needs some kind of support. He can't do everything by himself, clearly. But folks are gonna be quick to throw daggers and stuff. I mean, there's no perfect situation out here. If you know of a perfect situation, leave it in the comments. Identify, create, and tell the world in the comment section of this video. Leave it down in the comments. What's a perfect ideal situation for you, and how this should be met related to crypto? How everyone's needs should be met, and everyone's gonna be happy at all times. Kumbaya. Like it just boggles. It's like, again, we've had a situation where we were locked in our homes I mean, you know what I'm saying? We had our freedoms taken away from us that we willingly conceded. Sure. Oh, there's this boogeyman in the air that has everybody in the world on its knees, this boogeyman disease. We're staying at home. Oh, the best thing for us is to stay at home, sequester ourselves, be in our own jails. That's what we're going to do. And during this time, infinite money printed, infinite, all types of money left and right, loans, grants, stimulus checks, all kinds of everything. Oh, yes, you know, we're going to pay you to lock your ass up in your own house. Yeah, sure. This was before the jab, too. Before the whole quarantine, vaccination program, before all of that. Yeah, here, we're going to pay you to stay home, to get fat, be unhealthy, even more unhealthy, too. Subject yourself to even more problems and illnesses because you're sedentary, you're not active, you're not moving, you're not doing shit, you're not interacting with people. All the while, this thing was launched. Hex launched before the official call out. Well, it was already a problem in the Far East, in China. But Hex launched during that period, December 2019, and then everything went to crap the early part of the following year in 2020. March 2020 officially for over here in the US. And Hex has done what? Continue to work, continue to provide, continue to earn yield, continue to grow in price action. Meanwhile, the guy's just been living his life too, teaching people how to just live your freaking life. Just live your life, man. Do what you gotta do. Do what works for you. I don't care about his watches. I don't care about his Gucci, Louis bags. I don't care about any of that. Because I see right through that. Because those things are actually not for me. You know what I'm saying? They're not for us. He's telling you why he does those things. To grab the attention of so many other people that just are appealing, who appeal to shit like that. If it ain't for you, leave it alone. He's entertaining, man. He's an entertainer too. He's a marketing genius. He does things that a lot of people could never do. But people are just going to judge, you know? And I'm talking like this because I was on the other side of the spectrum. I was on the other side of the spectrum where I didn't understand it. I didn't like it. I didn't believe in anything he had going on. And I had to see for the clear picture, both sides of the spectrum, and then make my decision and understand I was wrong. People don't know what they have until they lose it. You don't know what you have until you lose it. People vie for another person's acceptance and, you know, a little bit of drama, just throw everything off. You just gonna allow some stuff like that to just throw you off your plan? How are you gonna last 15 years? A lot of people, they can't even last a month in crypto. They can't even take this sacrifice period. So many people complaining about the sacrifice. You've been in crypto how many years, bro? Especially for those who've been in there for years. Why are you complaining about the sacrifice period, y'all? Like, I can't, you know why I haven't complained about the sacrifice period? Because if I did, it's like I'd be disingenuous to myself, because I've been in the space for years already. And I understand what this whole thing is about, good and bad. Good, bad, and, good, bad, and indifferent. And if I'm in this thing for the long term, it is what it is. It is what it is. I don't care. I'm still living life. That's what's happening. There's nothing, no complaining, no pleading, no blogging, no live streaming, no amount of video, camera work, or whatever is gonna make the stream, or is gonna make Pulse Chain launch any sooner. So live life. You know what I'm saying? Because this is the sign. This is what this is gonna determine how successful you're gonna be when the Pulse Chain launches, right? If you're complaining about the length of time it's taking for this thing to launch, you complain about the length of time, this and that, and this and that. There's no shots, and it's just what it is. Then we already know what your strategy is going to be if you see 10x, 15x, 20x. We already know, because in the short term, you're allowing yourself to experience pain, because you're allowing your mind to outthink you. Right? You're allowing not even your mind, you're allowing your emotions to outthink your rational mind. Why did you get into this? How many times you've seen stuff come and go and you were like, man, if I would have got in sooner, if I would have just held on, I got all these uni tokens, if I would have just held on to the uni, it was a free copy and blase blah, I would have made off very nice. If I would have just held on to the freaking hex and not sell it, if I would have held on to X, Y, and Z token, if I would have held on to the Ethereum, if I would have held on to the Bitcoin, whatever crypto you were into, if you would have held on for a year or two, you would have been looking pretty. Especially if you lived through like two bull markets already in this space. Come on. What are we talking about? You got to be real with yourself. You got to be real. I have not said one thing to as far as like, oh, this is taking too long, because listen, after watching what goes on the past almost 6 years in crypto, after watching how this market moves, listen, and to see what Hex did, man, listen, what I got to lose? What I got to lose? Nothing, but everything to gain. All you had to do was hold. Forget about leverage trading. All you had to do was hold. All this other stuff is just satisfies your immediate need to make money, right? All the intermediary stuff. Oh, I gotta just make money this way. I want to trade. I want to do that. I want to stake this because, passive income. I need this right now. Pay for my day-to-day. Nothing wrong with that. But you also have to understand, those who've been the most successful, like he said, and he's correct. The people who've been the most successful are all the founders and the holders and those who own exchanges. Who own an exchange. You look at Binance Smart Chain. Were you able to buy into Binance Smart Chain? Like at the bottom, at the bottom? And these other chains that have come out, there's so many I lost count. There's so many new things that came out in crypto. I lost count because it doesn't matter to me. I'm not going to dilute my brain with confusion when I don't need to. I keep what works, I keep quality, and think long term. That's it. And all this noise and people's opinions about that doesn't pay my bills. That doesn't pay my bills. It doesn't increase generational wealth for me. Your opinions, your ideas, no one cares. At all. No one cares. No one even cares about what I'm saying. So I understand that. That's why I don't get involved and allow allow the drama that people create in these spaces and you know, create division and contention and all this. So I don't let that allow that to just rile me up and cause me to do something and I'm going to regret. No, I'm a man of a certain age too. You have to exercise a certain level of maturity and you know, emotional intelligence for real. For real. For real. Because if this is about your well-being in the future, your well-being 5, 10, 15 years from now, again, like I was saying, if you have a 15-year plan, why are you letting a 15-hour or a 15-day moment of craziness deter you from achieving massive success long term? Why? Why are you allowing the short-term nonsense? That's when you know you got to branch out. You got to like widen your scope of experience and do things that is also going to just distract you in a positive way. Get into other things in life. Live your life, do other things that's going to take your mind away, where you could even get to a point. Imagine, I've heard people share this. They say, listen, they got into a crypto project or bought some crypto and forgot about it for quite some time. And when they went back after some time, whether it's several months or even years, and they looked at their wallet and they were ecstatic and surprised because the value increased 1,000-fold, then you want to talk about hodling and being blessed. You want to talk about just the long-term view. You want to talk about living life and just not allowing yourself to be chained to everyday price activity and suffer like just all kinds of depression, misery, anger, frustration. For what? Allowing yourself to be sick because of someone else's different opinions than yours. Somebody doesn't like you. Who cares? The blockchain doesn't care about our feelings. These products don't care about our thoughts. The math just works irrespective of what we feel. You know? Who cares? Stop letting yourself go like that. Seriously, stop letting yourself go. The greed factor, you're letting the greed factor well up in your gut to where it's like, yo, I want this money now because you want this money now. And it's just, once you get that money now and you splurge, you throw it away, you're going to feel like crap. You're going to be wishing that you didn't, you know, because of the short-term mindset. The short-term mindset. We all, those of us who've been in this thing for years and who have seen projects come and go, we all learned and understood how powerful holding, staking, and relaxing is with this system called cryptocurrency. We all know what that is. Those of us who do know, those of us who are new, we're telling you, we're giving you the free sauce or the free alpha, like they say. This is what it is. In addition to technical analysis, mumbo jumbo, fundamentally, when you hold and you hold on to something good that's providing yield through staking, you're winning. Long term, you're winning as you continue to live your life. Not financial advice, but you winning. Look what people like Cardano, the head of Cardano, is doing. Supposedly, allegedly, he has a node working for him on his behalf that produces $40 million worth of yield every month. Staking 40 million to where what I mean, come on, man. Who needs $40 million a month? I mean, a lot of us could say, yeah, we need it, but like, really, think about it. But this is how powerful crypto is. I'm not just saying go to that community, because I don't look, for me, as far as that community, to me, they're boring. I don't know any other community that's as polarized and as active as a Hex community. You got streamers in Hex that stream every day. You understand? These other blockchains, I don't know what they got going on, and I don't even care. But imagine, a person like Hoskinson said that his community is 3 million strong. Where he gets those numbers from, I don't know. 3 million strong? Imagine, Hex is what? Maybe not even 100,000 stakers? And those who have liquid, maybe let's say that's double that, 200,000? Imagine when Hex is 1 million strong, 2 million, 3 million. Because it's going to come, it's going to happen. Pulse chain will at least catapult the amount of end users that's going to be involved with it because of the whole Ethereum fork. And all the other blockchains that had to sacrifice too. Like, think about what's about to come. Think about the long term and understand it. And understand what you have now too to keep you going. Like, really. Really. Folks, you know. No, it's about the drama. Everybody like the drama. Like the drama. You like the drama until it's not good to like anymore. You know what I'm saying? The drama that you're looking at today, how is that drama feeding you? Right? How is that drama clothing you? How is that drama paying your bills? How is that drama keeping a roof over your head? How is that drama putting gas in your car? How is that drama helping you deal with the inflation costs, the high cost of living across the board? When you figure that out, leave it in the comments. You let me know and everybody else know. Take care.